What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about creative maps that I use and my daily practice and warm-up routine. If you guys do enjoy this video, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, comment down below if you use creative to practice, and all of the codes for the maps that I recommend will be linked down in the description below. But there is countless like practice maps out there. There's a lot of very good maps out there, and I usually make videos like this once a season or so, but I've been getting asked about this a bunch, so I thought today would be a good time to finally do it. And what I do is a bit excessive. What I do typically takes about an hour or so. If you're just a normal player, especially if you only play zero build, there is no reason to do that. This is just kind of how I like getting ready to stream and kind of waking up in the morning, because I usually do start streaming a few hours after I wake up. So what I do is excessive, like I said, but it's just more of how I like starting my day and what I like to do kind of to clear my mind before I stream. And I usually just put on YouTube videos or whatever while I'm kind of doing this. So I would recommend doing something like music or YouTube videos to kind of keep it from getting boring. So for starters, I do about like 15 to 25 minutes of building and editing practice. I don't really have set times for what I do things, but I just know it usually takes about an hour or so because I have like a set time that I want to try to stream at. So 15 to 25 minutes of building and editing. This is the most important thing for warming up, I think. And this does just kind of get your hands like within the motion of playing the game. Obviously, if you only play zero build, there's not as much of a need to do this. I still think if you are someone who does build or knows how to build, just warming up your builds, even if you're only going to play zero build, warms up your hands, and I feel like gets you like mechanically ready. Like when I get on to play the zero build cups, I still warm up exactly the same way, and I still practice building and editing because it does just, like I said, it warms up your hands, warms up your muscle memory, warms up like your attention span. I don't really know how to describe it, but I feel like I get warmed up faster by building and editing, and it is kind of the most mechanically like skillful thing in the game. So this is why I kind of spend the bulk of my time just warming up builds and edits. I do play both builds and zero builds every day. The next map I use is this aim training map. I don't really use this that much. There is like several different rooms and scenarios in this map, but I pretty much only use the shotgun room a little bit, probably like less than 10 minutes or so on this map, just kind of warming up shotgun aim. There's a button on the wall that you can shoot that kind of brings a target towards you that you have to dodge while you're shooting the targets. And each time you shoot one of the targets, it does move to a different location, somewhat similar to Kovacs in that regard, I think, where you have to constantly like kind of shoot and then adjust to the target being somewhere else. And then you can also place a wall in here and then practice like your wall edits, hitting the shot, resetting the wall into another edit, hitting the next target, and just like rinse and repeat that. If you're someone who struggles with shotgun aim, I think this map could be very helpful for you. The next map I use is Raiders Peace Control map. This is about another 10 to 15 minutes or so typically. I think as far as creative maps go, this is like the best practice map that I have ever used. And I used this map a lot once I started playing Fortnite again. So I quit playing in Chapter 2, and then I came back towards the end of Chapter 2. And during that time, peace control really became a thing that the community focused on and got much better at over time. So when I came back to the game, I could still aim. It took me a little while to get decent at building again, but I was there. It's easier to kind of relearn something you already knew, you know? But like peace control was something I was super bad at because it just wasn't a thing that was focused on as much in Chapter 1 and like super early Chapter 2. But using this map consistently definitely helped me get much better at peace control. And once again, this is one of those things that even if I wasn't going to play builds for the day for whatever reason, still doing this is really helpful just because of how mechanically demanding it is to like full box the bot, edit, pump them, and then just rinse and repeat that. You get in so much repetition very quick that your hands and your aim and everything is going to be really warmed up. And then the final thing I do is about 15 to 20 minutes of fighting. This is kind of up in the air for you. I like using the pit just because you can get into a lot of fights very quickly, and that's just what I'm looking for. If I'm just trying to warm up so I can stream, it's not like I need to be in the most like demanding or difficult fights. You will get much better fights in like box fight maps or 1v1 maps, but the pit is just like more of a volume thing, a quantity over quality. You know, you just get in a lot of fights very quickly, and that's what I'm looking for. Like I said, if you're looking to actively improve, then box fights or a 1v1 map might be better. But if you're just trying to like maintain or warm up, I do think the pit is very good. And this is where it gets kind of difficult because there aren't very many active zero build fighting maps. In the past, I've recommended the Coney Crossroads or Anvil Square death matches that Zemi and Tifu had made, but these maps are pretty much dead at this point with the player count coming into the game where you can see how many players are playing on each creative map. These maps are not very active. I might have a map linked in the description below. I haven't played it as of the time I'm recording this, but I'm going to try it out and see if it's a good fighting map. for you guys to practice on in zero build. But as of this time, it doesn't really seem like there are very many like active zero build practice fighting maps for whatever reason. So I use the pit just because you can get into a lot of fights quickly. Like I said, there may be a code down in the description below for a map that I think might be good. I just don't want to like mention it unless I'm like sure that it's good, but it'll be there if I think it's a good fighting map. And like I already said at the start of the video, what I do is excessive. This takes about an hour or so. If you're someone who just wants to hop on and play the game, about like 5 to 10 minutes in that aim training map, and then about 5 to 10 minutes in like some sort of fighting map, I think would be really ideal for you just to warm up. And not only is it going to help you play better in game, but I feel like you're going to get more out of your games if you do warm up, because in BRs, if you don't warm up and you're feeling like weird, you know, it's hard to even get warmed up because you're just going to be losing a lot of fights off spawn. You're going to go back to the lobby, load into another game, lose a fight off spawn, and then rinse and repeat. So personally, I feel like if I don't warm up, I'm just wasting my time in game anyways, because it takes so much longer to get comfortable playing the game once you're already in a match, just with how like punishing BRs can be and how much like of your time they can waste if you don't actively get in fights. Like a normal win for a lot of players might be 10 kills. It might be less than that actually. Whereas in one of these fighting maps, you can get in like 20 to 30 engagements in like 10 minutes or so. So in like half of a game time, you can get in like 4 times as many engagements, and that is going to help you get better at the game much faster. It's going to help you get comfortable fighting much faster, and it's just going to help you get warmed up and like feeling comfortable on the game for the day much faster, I think. And I have played this game since the second day it came out. Obviously, I did quit for a lot of Chapter 2, but I didn't really start to see much improvement in my gameplay until I started consistently playing creative. Like, obviously, I improved over time, but once I started, like, consistently playing creative to warm up, not only did I play better in-game because I was warmed up, but I also started to get much better at the game just because of how much more efficient creative is for practicing. So that is what I like to do every day. I've been getting asked about this a bunch for whatever reason. Like I said at the start of the video, just recently I've been getting a lot of comments about it. There will be codes in the description for the maps that I use and that I like using, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.